Welcome Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm Josh Coan.
I'm Carter Burquest.
Today we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to address this team at the bye week. It kind of came at a good time. It's a little bit past the midway point, which means our guys can now get healthy and we can kind of refocus for the final stretch, the second half of the season here. Let's talk about where this team is at. What did you like? What didn't you like from early in the season? And is this team where you thought they would be? And what do you expect from them going forward?
Yeah, this is a great time for the bye. I always like to approach the bye later in the year and be at a point where you feel like we needed that bye, which is exactly what we did. Not because we weren't playing well, because we just had a lot of guys banged up. It seems like we're missing 5, 6, 7 starters every game. So this bye is going to do us a ton of good. Looking back the first half of the season, ups and downs. I think everybody could admit after the 1-2-1 start, it wasn't all roses through the first half of the year like we saw last year on that really nice winning streak. So I think what we need to change, the biggest thing is just the turnovers. We've been beating ourselves. Looking back, which is encouraging, is every single game you can look back and say, well, if we don't beat ourselves, we probably have a pretty good chance at winning that game. Besides Buffalo, but we all know that was just a fluke and we're better than Buffalo. But really looking at the year, if we take the first 9 games of the year, you thought hopefully we'd be at 7-2, 6-3, and we're at 5-3-1. So we're not too far off what we had hoped going into the year. I think we got a lot of things we can clean up going in the playoffs, but I think we're in a good spot. I don't think we're by any means at a point where we need to win out, but we do need to win our division games moving forward.
Yeah, looking back at it, you look at the schedule itself, we knew that the beginning part of the schedule was the toughest part of the schedule for the Vikings. So we knew that coming out of the gate might not have looked great. Now that loss in Buffalo is really bad because of how tough the early part of the schedule was, but I don't think it's going to kill us, mostly because I think our division is still very much winnable. There's really a lot up for grabs as far as in the division, and everybody's kind of sitting there around 500. I don't know if the Lions are going to do much. The Packers are always dangerous, although they don't look very good this year. And the Bears, I don't really know how good they actually are because they're beating people, but they're not beating very good teams. So I really don't know what to make of them yet until we actually see them play against the Vikings. Then I think we'll have a much better indication of where the Bears team actually is. And I think that will come down to, if the Bears are as good as we thought they are, if they can beat us, especially we got to go into Soldier Field, which we've never been very good at Soldier Field, at least not in my lifetime, not in recent history. That game is going to be huge. Beating the Bears, taking care of business in the division, which we should be able to do, will have us win the division. I thought that at Philadelphia would have been a loss. Now Philly's not as good as maybe they should have been, but we won that game. The Bills obviously should have been a win. We lost that one. Green Bay should have been a loss, probably at Green Bay, but we got a tie out of it. And the Saints game is one that I thought we should have won and didn't. So we're a little bit behind where I thought they would be, but I still think that really there's only 1-2 losing games left on our schedule, at New England being the one that I think we're probably not going to win that one. Even if we win the rest of our games, we're not going to win at New England. So the schedule is winnable at the end of the year. We could probably get by with 1 or 2, 3, maybe more losses, and that's not a bad result at the end of the day. So I think that definitely wins the division for us. I think we will win the division. I think the first round bye probably isn't going to happen. The fact that we lost to to LA Rams and to the Saints, I think we can probably say goodbye to the first round bye, but for sure win the division, host a playoff game, and like you said, we were in those games, so I think we got a pretty good shot to make a run. Positive. Having Griffin back, I think that did hurt our defense, was having Everson Griffin out, and now not only is he back, but he's fresh. He looked better his second week back than he did his first week back. Danielle Hunter has stepped up huge. I think some of that in Griffin's absence, we're gonna have a very deep rotation on the line the second half of the season. I think that's the biggest positive that I'm looking forward to. And then obviously Adam Thielen and the season he's having, that was the greatest thing about the first half of the season, and I really hope to see that continues to a certain extent. He's not going to get 100 yards and a touchdown every single week, but I think at the end of this year we're going to look back and say, wow, Adam Thielen had a great year, and it's really been fun to watch.
100%. I'm definitely encouraged going into the bye. We were a bit nervous about the defense through the first half of the first quarter of the season. But moving forward, the defense has played extremely well the last 5 games. A lot of the points we've actually given up have been either garbage points or the offense have given up the points. So the defense has played extremely well. If Kirk can cut down on the turnovers, especially the killer turnovers, that we've seen his pick six, which I know maybe wasn't his fault against New Orleans, and some of the fumbles he's had, which have just been killers. If we can cut down on those, this team is going to be really good. I think, to your point, 1 or 2 losses the back half of this season wins the division for sure. I think the first round bye is a little out of reach unless we run the table and get a little bit lucky. But I think 1 or 2 losses gets you the 3 seed, wins the division, gets you a home playoff game against a wild card team. And I'm not scared to go into LA or New Orleans. I think we can beat both those teams, and I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah. The turnovers, like you said, not only that we're having them, it's the timing. It feels like it's just at the worst possible times. Even Thielen's fumble in that game. I mean, it seems like, and then at the end of the Rams game, the fumble at the end when we thought maybe we had a shot, it seems like it's coming at the worst time. And the biggest concern is, again, the offensive line, which has been the concern for years, and we knew that was going to be a concern. If they can step up a little bit, maybe even getting a little healthy will help that. That should help Kirk Cousins a little bit, I think, with the batted balls, with the rush throws, with the fumbles. Getting a healthy offensive line should help with that a lot.
For sure. I'm excited. I think we're in a good spot. Win the division games, and we're going to be golden.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know what you guys think. Are the Vikings where you thought they would be at the bye? What did you like? What didn't you like? And what do you think about this team going forward? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.